Today, I'm building a LEGO Peterbilt Semi-Truck. Let's get started. The first step was choosing the scale. I originally wanted it to be 8 studs wide, but after talking with my older brother, he suggested making it 10 studs wide instead. This would allow large trucks to be 8 studs wide and other cars to be 6. With the scale set, it was time to begin building. First order of business was to create an outline of the chassis and wheelbase. Once I had something I liked, I began assembling the front bumper and grille. The grille is 6 studs tall when upright, allowing it to line up perfectly with the 5 brick tall hood. The technique I utilized for the fender liners took me way out of my comfort zone. Basically what I did was construct 3 separate sections which clipped together. This allowed me to get the desired curve I wanted. The bottom section was then clipped to the end of a flick fire missile which had been attached to a 1x1 brick with hole. Finally, a headlight brick was attached to the stud, ensuring the fender liner wouldn't flop around. This entire assembly was placed on the frame and then mirrored for the opposite side. With the fender liners in place, it was time to continue the chassis. After rehoming the entire build thus far onto a new plate, a step for the driver was added to both sides of the truck. Next was the fuel tank, a simple design only using 4 pieces per side, but it looks the part. After laying down the next layer of plates, it was time to finish off the wheelbase. The rear axles consist of 2 sets of dualies. These tires are connected together using a 3-long, non-friction Technic pin. Another non-friction pin attaches the dually to the 2x2 plate with holes. I mirrored the tire assembly and duplicated the submodel. These 2 sets of dualies are now connected to the rest of the truck. After the rear was secured in place and tiled off, it was time to build up the body of the rig. A rough draft of the engine bay was constructed before I turned my attention to the exhaust pipes. The final version was built as follows. The build starts with a friction ram bar. This will give the illusion of the pipe leading out of the truck. 3 1x1 cylinders are slid onto the bar, then a pin connector is snapped onto the top cylinder. A pin with stud, 1x1 cone, and a 6-long bar finishes off the exhaust pipe. This build is duplicated and both pipes are attached to the main model, each using a 1x1 plate with clip. At last, it was time to complete the build. What you see on screen is my first attempt at the cab and sleeping area. When I came back to it the following morning, I realized the slight angle for the cab was non-existent and needed to be added to complete the look. This resulted in the disassembly of the entire cab area. Once the new floor plan was in place, I added the bed and began rebuilding the walls. Storage containers are included on the sides, and the roof of the cab and sleeping area are both removable for easy access. At the rear of the truck, I made sure to add lots of details, including tubes and cores that are attached to different trailers. The final details were the large rear view mirrors, and after 6 hours of work across 2 days, the semi-truck was finished. And here is the final model. This model is much larger than I expected, but I absolutely love it. Be sure to stick around, as this is the beginning of a long list of vehicle-related MOCs. The next episode will be the assembly of the auto transport trailer, so make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss part 2 of this series. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.